And it is important for you to take that pen back that people have written in your book of life and realize there's many other pages that are blank that you could start rewriting how the story goes.
Welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show.
Look, for those of you that are parents out there, and if you have a son or a daughter, you would never say that I want my son to grow up to be an average kid and just to have average grades and make average friends and end up with average health and marry an average woman and make average money, live in an average house, die an average person. Would you? You would never want average for your kid. Yet so many people live average, mediocre lives. They're swimming in the sea of mediocrity because they have not done the things to break through their limiting beliefs. And that's what we're going to talk about today because, friends, life is fucking precious. And if you are here on this planet, I believe that you are here to do more, to be more, to be able to experience more, to be able to leave a legacy and impact lives. And if you're not doing that, then odds are you're living an average life. And as our good friends from Fuel Hunt will tell you, average is the enemy. And average is the enemy. Like the average man has inspired no one. Think about that. The average man inspires no one. Why would you live an average life, or why would you expect an average life of your kids? You wouldn't. And therefore, why would you be okay with accepting average or mediocrity for yourself? Today, I want to talk to you about the thing that really weighs on me the most when I think about so many people out there struggling and wanting more, having the desire to achieve more, the ambitions, but never really achieving it because you simply do not know how to break the seal. And the seal is your limiting beliefs, right? So let's talk about that today on the Bedros Keuilian Show. Guys, it is very important for me to be able to stress to you that the odds were always stacked against me. You know that I'm a immigrant to this country, came from a communist country, Armenia. My dad had under $200 in his pocket for a family of 5. We were living in Section 8 housing, eating out of dumpsters that were found behind grocery stores where they would throw away these foods that had expired, and we'd fish them out of the dumpsters and we'd take them home and eat it. Like, English was a second language for me, right? I had to learn the culture, make new friends. And so if I'm able to make it in this country, and I've been very open with you about all the limiting beliefs that I had and all the limiting components in my life, right? I'm a byproduct of sexual abuse, physical abuse, being bullied when it came to America. Go back to your own country. You don't belong in this country. Your parents are taking all of our American jobs. And so when you hear all that stuff, when you get bad grades, when you're told that you're never going to amount to nothing, but you somehow do, maybe, just maybe, there's something that will help you get there, right? And that thing is this. It is to break through your limiting beliefs. I'm going to tell you right now that in life, what ends up happening is when we grow up, we are faced with adversity. And unfortunately, life is not gentle to us. You think about your parents. Maybe they come from divorce. Maybe they come from abuse. Maybe they come from alcoholism. Maybe their parents come from the Great Depression, where they lacked money, they lacked resources, they lacked access, they lacked food. And so they're looking at life through the lens of fear, through the lens of doubt, through the lens of insecurity. Maybe they just don't believe in themselves, and so they transfer those negative beliefs on you. Dude, maybe you were beaten. Maybe you were sexually abused. Maybe you're mentally, emotionally abused. I don't know. But I'm here to tell you that if you use that as a crutch, and therefore you succumb to escaping through alcohol and pornography and food and television and social media, like, really? Like, you're given this awesome and amazing life so that you could just couch surf, play video games, root for a football team or a basketball, baseball team that you don't even fucking own without even rooting for yourself? Dude, you know you're meant for more. You know you have the desire to achieve more. And so what's it going to take for you to start rewriting the story in your life? See, the problem is you have bought into this false narrative that you are destined for failure because you come from a failed family. You come from a divorced family. You come from a family of alcoholics. You come from a family of drug abusers. You come from a family of that have mental disorders. You come from a family who are immigrants. Blue collar. We're just supposed to be blue collar. No, you're not. No, you're not. You can make as much money as you want. You can have as much freedom as you want. You can have as much opportunity as you want, but you got to go out and get it, because I can tell you right now, every single one of you out there have exactly what you deserve. You might think that life is unfair. You might think that life dealt you a bad hand, but I'm here to tell you life will give you exactly what you tolerate. And if you've been tolerating mediocrity, you've been tolerating average, you've been tolerating this victim mentality that you're carrying, then guess what? You have exactly what you deserve. I know those are harsh words, but I'm going to tell it to you. Because if I kept believing this false narrative that I'm an immigrant, I'm always going to be blue collar, that I don't belong here, that I'm unlovable because I was molested, because I was beaten, because I was bullied, because I was told to go back to my own country, because I've got learning disabilities, that I'm supposed to be broke, that I'm supposed to be desperate, that I'm supposed to be approval seeking, validation seeking, putting other people on pedestals because of that shit. Fuck you. Don't ever for a moment undersell yourself. See, that's the thing, man. Everyone's waiting for permission. Everyone's waiting for permission from some higher power to tell them that it's okay to break through the seal, that it's okay to achieve more, want more, get after more. It is very okay, fellas, to go out and make money. It is very okay to go and get jacked. It is very okay to find a beautiful wife. It is very okay to buy cars and buy homes and support your friends who support you, to be generous with your money. It is very okay to be abundant minded. It is. So many people tell you that money's bad, money's evil, money is we don't talk about money in our family. I'm here to tell you, you should learn about money. You should understand how money works. Money is attracted to chaos. Money is attracted to speed. When I say chaos, I mean, like, if you're sitting there planning and I'm going to plan to make the best perfect plan so that I can make a lot of money, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Money is attracted to chaos. Like here in the building, man, we're always doing, producing, creating, running ads, campaigns, writing copy, blog posts, emails, social media campaigns, right? It's a speeding train. Money is attracted to people who want to add value to society. Money is attracted to people who want to serve. Money is attracted to people who want to solve problems. That's how money works. And then you can multiply money by putting it to work for yourself, right? You can invest money into things that will give you a return on your investment. It is okay to make money. But unless you break through your limiting beliefs that you're poor, you're broke, you're always destined to do this. Like, I know dudes who have gone through the 2008 housing market crash, and today, still in 2022, 2023, they tell the story of how they lost everything in the 2008 housing market crash, and had they not lost all that, that they would have had a better life. Like, really? 2008 versus 2022, 2023? What are you fucking talking about, bro? You had like so many opportunities to rebuild yourself between now and then. But if you constantly think back to the old story that you've told yourself so much that you've believed it, right? And those stories, by the way, can come from family members. Like I said, if you've got, let's say, great grandparents or grandparents that come from the Great Depression, they're going to tell you, watch out, be careful, unemployment, what if, save money, put it in the bank. How are you going to save money in the bank? Banks give you exactly 0% interest. And with the inflation rate today, you put money in a bank, it is eroding at 8 and 9% a month. Like $100 put into the bank today, like you will have like $97 next month. That's what a bank does for you today. What's it going to take for you to decide to make millions? Like, what permission do you need? And I'm here to give you that permission. I'm here to tell you to give yourself that permission. I'm here to tell you to take the pen back and start rewriting that story. So what if you were molested? So what if you were beaten? So what if you were mentally and emotionally abused? Those are all superpowers now, because you are the type of person that went through that and came out the other side a stronger person. You have more resiliency. You are more resourceful than people that have not gone and suffered through adversity and abuse. That's the reality. We are more resilient. We are more emotionally strong, mentally tough, and we can deal with so much shit. But we have to first let go of the mental crippling crutch that we carry, which is this victim mindhood, right? When I let go of that 10 years ago, that I was a victim of sexual abuse, that I was a victim of physical abuse, that I was a victim of being bullied, that I was a victim in every category. And I realized, you know what? All those things I went through, and I'm still standing. I'm still going strong. Dude, I must be one resilient, one resourceful, one relentless motherfucker if I'm still going strong. And I share this with you because if you are ready to flip the script on yourself, right? If you're ready to rewrite your story, oftentimes, man, someone else holds the pen in your life. You know, you're born as a kid and maybe you're chunky. And so your parents tell you, oh, you know, this kid's chunky and this kid is a little fat and oh, you're clumsy and you're falling here and there. And so as you grow up, they told you that, you know, you were a chunky kid. You were a big kid when you were born. You were clumsy, and you start believing the fact that you're supposed to be fat your whole life. That you're supposed to be clumsy your whole life. And then you start believing the fact that, you know, hey, because dad works 3 jobs and dad's always broke, that you're supposed to be broke. That that's just how it is in our family. That is not. You could be the one in your family to change the trajectory of your bloodline. I'm the one in my family. I'm the one. And it is important for you to take that pen back that people have written in your book of life and realize there's many other pages that are blank that you could start rewriting how the story goes. But you have to give yourself permission first. Permission to heal. Permission to realize that you're not broken, that you are lovable, you are worthy, that you are capable. You have everything you need. There's not a goddamn thing that someone else has that you don't have. Because today with the internet, if you're looking to make more money, YouTube it. You're looking to get jacked, YouTube it. You can find podcasts, you can find courses, you can find coaches, you can find videos, you can find blog posts, you can find websites that will teach you anything you want. Learn a new language? Want to learn to fly an airplane? You want to learn to kick ass, be a fucking jujitsu competitive athlete? There's literally courses out there that will teach you. There's classes out there that you can go and take, right? But you got to first drop that e-brake on your life. That's what this limiting belief system creates. It's like if I handed you a Ferrari, right? Imagine this. If I handed you a Ferrari, brand new Ferrari, and I'm like, hey, man, this Ferrari is brand new. It is a track car. It is just going to destroy it. Like, it is designed to handle and to take corners and to just burn down the track. However, I go, but the only way you could drive it is if the e-brake is pulled up, right? So now you're driving this Ferrari with the e-brake halfway pulled up, and you're not getting the full performance out of it. It's not performing the way you want. And you're like, man, this thing drives like a jalopy. Why? Well, because the e-brake is on. The moment you drop that e-brake on your life, and that's the equivalent of you giving yourself permission, saying that I don't have to let this be my story. Like, whatever you went through, whatever mess you went through does not have to be the message of your life. It is time for you to drop the e-brake. It is time for you to start doing the self-development, personal development, self-work. It is time to take the responsibility in your hands and not blame your parents, not blame the absence of dad, not blame the absence of not being born here, right? Like, oh, imagine if I said, well, I can't be president. You know, I was born in Armenia, therefore I wasn't born in the US, therefore I can't be president. Did you know that? You can only be president if you're born in the United States. So a foreigner like me can't be president. And if I use that as an excuse to why, therefore, I need to fail the rest of my life, like, how fucking stupid is that? All right, I can't be president, but I could do every fucking thing else in the world. So who cares? You go around wearing pain and victimhood like a badge of honor, telling everybody about your adversity, about the shit you've gone through, about how hard life was for you, about how difficult things were, and how hard you had it, and how if only your parents, and if only your dad, if only the education system, and if only you weren't abused. Okay, but you were. And they were. And they did the best they could. Who knows where your dad came from? Who knows what he had to deal with? Who knows where your mom came from? I've got a coaching client whose mom died of drug overdose while he was 14 years old. Dad was a drunk. This guy now is 32 years old and doing $5 million a year, happily married, contributing to his church, worked through all of his self-limiting beliefs by reading self-help books, getting fit. We often talk about fitness as the gateway drug to a better mindset, to better mental attitude, to emotional discipline. And over the 4 years that I've worked with this guy, he has gone from selling gym memberships to building a $5 million online coaching business, even though he comes from massive adversity. Mom overdoses on drugs, like she was just a drug addict his whole life. And when he's 14, mom overdoses on drugs. And dad dies an early death because of alcohol. And dad just tells him, like, hey, go find a good job at some factory, and that's it. Like, that fatherly advice he gave him was like, go find a good job at a factory somewhere and hope that you do well. He could be a perfect victim, but he chose instead to rewrite his story. He chose instead to become the kind of man that he didn't have in his life. And you can do that. Whatever man is missing out of your life, whether it's your dad, whatever woman is missing out of your life, if you're a woman and you're watching this right now, like, yeah, but I didn't have a mom and therefore no, guess what? Be the type of woman that you needed to raise you. Be the type of man that you needed around you. When I was younger and I was doing home invasion robberies and carjackings, and then I would listen to talk radio after that. For some reason, I would listen to talk radio, and there was this Dr. Laura Schlesinger. I might have talked to you guys before on the podcast about this, but Dr. Laura would talk about you've got two chances at a parent-child relationship. Once when you're the child, and once again when you're the parent. Like, you can parent yourself. You can parent yourself. And so if you're like, man, my dad was absent. If I had a good dad, he would have taken me to the gym. He would have taught me how to drive a manual transmission car. My dad would have taught me how to fight. My dad would have taught me how to lift. My dad would have taught me how to speak to women. Well, guess what? Teach yourself that. Be the man that was missing in your life. And you do that by putting yourself around other men who already carry those traits. You do that by reading the books of men who carry those traits. There's books by Jordan Peterson you can read, Jocko Willink, right? Napoleon Hill. There's all types of books that you could read. For $22 spent on a book, you can get someone's life experience, and someone who had an awesome life and who learned a lot. You can get their life experience in a book. But are you willing to read it and apply it to your life? There's so many great books out there on personal leadership, on personal development, on self-mastery, on impulse control, on overcoming addictions. There's great therapists out there. There's YouTube videos that are for free. But are you willing to do the work to break the seal and overcome those limiting beliefs? Or are you going to constantly butt up against that glass ceiling in your life and take the path of the victim? Because I'm telling you right now, you might have a moment of dopamine hit when you take the path of the victim by telling someone your story, and then you get some kind of awesome feeling about the fact that they feel bad for you and they feel sorry for you. But big picture, every time you tell your sad, pathetic story, all you do is you reinforce the fact that you're sad, you're pathetic, you're undeserving. Effectively, you reinforce the fact that you're okay with being a loser. I don't want you to be a fucking loser. What if you told people the story of, hey, I had a fucked up life, but I don't want to tell you that. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do next, and I'm going to go out and do it. Right? That is what self-development is about. That is what peak performance is about. That is what breaking through self-limiting beliefs is about. is rewriting the story, because as long as you have breath in your lungs, as long as your heart is beating, as long as you have consciousness in your mind, you can go and rewrite the story of how your life ends and how your life continues from this day forward, the legacy that you live. Man, I got to tell you, Bedros 1.0 versus Bedros 2.0, two very different people. And I want to see you develop into the 2.0 version of yourself. And that only happens when you are ready to let go of living like an average human and start living like a savage who deserves success, abundance, happiness, security, prosperity, legacy, meaning, fulfillment, significance, purpose. Doesn't that sound fucking sexy? Like you're either going to play video games sitting on a couch having fucking Cheeto dust in your belly button. That's going to be the highlight of your day, telling your sad victim story to others. Or you could literally take the pen back and start rewriting the story of how your life goes from this day forward. That takes fucking work. And if you're willing to do the work, you will achieve the outcome. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode of the Bedros Keuilian Show. As always, thank you for the reviews. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the comments. I love each and every single one of you. And always remember that average is the enemy. Success is your duty and responsibility. And everything in your life can change for the better the moment you decide to flip the switch. Talk soon.